Tap divine cause and effect. The hot air balloon. Here's a short story about a traveler in a hot air balloon who believes the weight of the past determines where he must go, until he discovers that rising begins by releasing what was never truly carrying him. At sunrise, a hot air balloon waited in a quiet field. Its basket was strong, its colors were bright, and its great round envelope glowed gold in the morning light. A traveler named Elias climbed aboard carrying several heavy bags. The pilot, Mira, looked at the luggage. "What have you brought?" "My life," Elias said. One bag was marked "Past Mistakes." Another was called "What They Did to Me." A third read "Who I Had to Be." The largest was labeled "Causes of My Future." Mira lit the burner. Flames rose, the balloon swelled, and the basket lifted slightly before settling back onto the grass. "We are too heavy," she said. Elias held the bags tightly. "I cannot leave them. Everything that happened before determines what happens next." "Does it?" Mira asked. "Of course. Yesterday causes today, and today causes tomorrow." Mira pointed toward the rising sun. "Did yesterday light that sun?" Elias looked puzzled. "No. Then perhaps not every cause is where you have placed it." She asked him to open the first bag. Inside were old arguments, unfinished apologies, missed opportunities, and memories he had repeated so often that they had become hard as stones. "These made me who I am," Elias said. "They influenced the character you learned to play," Mira replied. "That is not the same as creating what you are." Elias removed one stone and placed it on the ground. The basket rose an inch. He opened the second bag. Inside were accusations, judgments, and a long list of people he believed had taken his peace. "If I let these go, I am saying nothing happened." "No," said Mira. "You are saying what happened does not have the power to determine your mind now." Elias set the list down. The balloon lifted above the grass. He opened the bag called "Who I Had to Be." Inside were masks. The successful one, the wounded one, the good one, the forgotten one, the one who must always be right. Elias touched each mask carefully. "I used these to survive." "Then thank them," Mira said. "But do not confuse a temporary role with your source." He placed the masks beside the field. The balloon rose above the trees. Only the largest bag remained. "Causes of My Future." Elias opened it and found ropes tied to hundreds of objects below. Former relationships, money, approval, reputation, the body, time, and every circumstance he believed could grant or remove his happiness. Each rope pulled the basket in a different direction. "This is how the world works," Elias insisted. "These things decide whether I rise or fall." Mira shook her head. "They are effects you have mistaken for causes." "Then what is the cause?" She pointed to the flame. "The heat does not argue with the weight, it simply rises." Elias watched the fire enter the great balloon above them. "Love is the cause," Mira said. "Blessing is its effect. Fear invents separate causes and then suffers their consequences. But what comes from God cannot produce fear, abandonment, or loss." Elias looked at the ropes. "Are you saying the world does not matter?" "The world matters as a classroom," Mira replied. "Your actions have consequences, and responsibility is real at the level where choices are made. But the world cannot create your identity, and the past cannot imprison a mind that chooses a different teacher now." One by one, Elias untied the ropes. He did not deny the people or events attached to them. He simply stopped asking them to be the cause of his peace. The balloon climbed through a layer of clouds. Above them, the sky was clear and blue. The village below looked different from this height. Roads that had seemed separate joined one another. Walls that had seemed enormous became tiny lines. Elias laughed. "Nothing below changed, but I see it differently." "That is forgiveness," Mira said. "Not changing the past, but releasing the meaning that kept you tied to it." They floated quietly until Elias noticed a small rope still wrapped around his wrist. It was labeled "I caused the separation." His face became serious. "This one is mine." Mira looked at him gently. "Can the creation of love truly create what love did not create?" Elias stared at the rope. "If God is the cause, then separation cannot be the true effect." Mira nodded. Elias loosened his hand. The rope fell away. The balloon rose into brilliant sunlight. For the first time, Elias understood that he was not the product of every mistake, relationship, body, or moment in time. Those belonged to the journey, but they were not his origin. He placed his hand over his heart and whispered, "One cause, one effect. Love creates only love." When the balloon eventually returned to the field, the bags were still there. Elias did not destroy them. He opened them, learned what they could teach, made amends where needed, and left behind the belief that they controlled his future. From then on, whenever he felt pulled down by an old story, he remembered the flame. He would ask, am I giving the past the power of cause, or am I allowing love to reveal its effect? Then he would loosen his grip, choose again, and rise. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.